Hey guys, I wanted to show you this picture, even though it's a little blurry, but I wanted to show you this is our foster puppy Champ that we had this summer. And Hoover is in a really weird position, probably because Champ loved to chew on her, chase her. And remember, Champ is the one that he was so special because he had 3 legs and he had no clue he only had 3 legs. All right, let's get ready to learn about angles. All right, so over here we have a picture of an angle. It says an angle is formed by 2 rays with the same endpoint. All right, so if I come over here and look at this angle, there's a ray that goes from B to C. There's another ray that goes from B to A. When they share the same endpoint, B, which is called the vertex, that forms an angle. All right, the rays are called the sides. It says name an angle using 3 letters. The middle letter must always represent the vertex, okay? So remember, the one where they come together is your vertex. If I was naming the sides over here, the side would be ray BA, and this one down here would be ray BC. Notice how I put the ray over the 2 letters, and the ray always points to the right. Now, to name the angle, you're going to use your 3 letters. You're going to use the angle symbol. You have to have the symbol. Angle A, B, C. You can also have angle CBA, and since there's just one angle in this picture, you can name it just angle B. Now, sometimes you can put a number inside, so we could call it, when you have that little 1 inside, you could call it angle 1. It says when referring to the measure, use a lowercase m. So this is how we read this. The measure of angle ABC, the measure of angle ABC equals 60 degrees. All right, we're going to look at the types of angles. 3 types of angles. You have a right angle. Let's find the right angle. The right angle is the one with a 90-degree angle. Notice the box. The box signifies that that is a right angle. 90 degrees. All right, now if it's smaller than 90 degrees, okay, smaller than the 90 degrees, that looks like this one right here. It's not open as much as if it was straight and then to the right. All right, this angle is called an acute angle. An acute angle is between 0, a little bit bigger than 0, but a little bit smaller than 90 degrees, okay? This is how we read it. 0 is less than x, is less than 90. That means that it's between 0 and 90 degrees, but not equal to 90, not equal to 0. Then you have an angle that is bigger than a right angle. All right, now this one is going to be your obtuse angle. Okay, obtuse is between a little bit bigger than 90, but smaller than 180. So we say 90 is less than x is less than 180. Okay, so anything between 90 and 180 degrees is going to be an obtuse angle. All right, we're going to come in here and put another point on here. Let's call this M, and another point over here, and let's call that N. All right, it says name the vertex of the angle. All right, so you want to find the point where the 2 rays meet. So the 2 rays meet at the letter K. All right, so that means your vertex is K. So it is a point, so you're just going to name that using a capital letter. All right, the sides, okay? So the sides are the two rays. So we know we start at K and it goes through M and then J. All right, so we could have one side, might be side, ray, KM. So you can use any letter that's on that ray. The other side starts at K and goes through either N or L. So that would be side, K, L, and the ray over it. All right, three ways to name the angle. There's only one angle here, so I could say angle K. All right, K always has to be in the middle. All right, so I'll get that set up. And then 1 point from each side of the ray. So this could be angle KMN, or it could be angle LKJ. There's several you could have there. All right, classify means is it right, acute, or obtuse? All right, so that looks like it is bigger than 90, so that would be an obtuse angle. All right, now the second picture has a lot of different angles in here, so you have to be careful with which letters you're looking at. All right, so if I'm looking at angle 2 would be this angle right here. So another name for angle 2 would be angle XTU. The vertex of angle 2 would be the point T. All right, so I'm going to let you fill in example 2 and then bring it up to me to get checked. What's up, kitty? Cleo's sitting here with me, wanting some pets. All right, you all do your work. Bring it up to me. All right, we're moving on to some more vocabulary here. All right, so the first vocabulary word we're going to talk about is congruent angles. It says congruent angles have the same measure. Their measures are equal. All right, so for example, it says to draw angle ABC congruent to angle DEG. All right, so we're going to draw an angle. All right, now make sure you put rays on the end. The vertex is B, so we're going to put a B over here. All right, and then one ray is BA, and the other ray, the other side, is BC. All right, now I'm going to put in, that looks like about a 30-degree angle. All right, congruent to angle DEG. Now, it doesn't matter which way you face your angle. So this one I'm going to draw pointing this way. All right, the vertex has to be E, and one of the rays is ED, and the other ray is EG. Now, this one is also 30 degrees. All right, so up here we have the congruent symbol. There's another way you could write this. We could talk about that their measures are equal. Okay, so you might see this. The measure of angle ABC is equal to the measure of angle DEG. Okay, so two ways to write that. That the M is the measure, and then you have the congruent sign to show that they are exactly the same measure. Also, you could say they're the same size and shape. All right, our next vocabulary word is an angle bisector. An angle bisector is a ray that contains the vertex and divides the angle into two congruent angles. Notice I used the symbol for congruent, so write out the word if you're not familiar with that symbol yet. Congruent angles. All right, so we're going to draw angle Meg bisected by ET. Do you remember the movie E.T.? If you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. All right, so you've got an angle. It says angle Meg. So which one is in the center? Which one is center? Make that your vertex. All right, and your sides. Okay, bisected by a ray ET. Okay, so notice you're going to start at E, and you're going to make your ray. Okay, you need to name it. Make sure you're putting the arrows on the end. And it's bisected. It says divides it into two congruent angles. So we have to have this angle, MET, is congruent to angle TEG. The symbol inside the angle shows that those are the same measure. If you want, you could also put a degrees in here. So you have 20 degrees each. You have the symbol that they're congruent. All right, if we wanted to write that they're equal, you could say angle MET is congruent to angle GET, meaning they're exactly the same size and shape and that they have the same measure. All right, last two vocabulary words. Parallel lines. Parallel lines are going to be lines that go in the same direction. Lines that go in the same direction. Now, in our picture here, we're going to look at some examples of parallel lines. Okay, so if we look for lines that go in the same direction, you have a line GH, all right? So it is horizontal, so I want to find another horizontal line. I have several choices here. I could say it's parallel to this line back here, EF. Those go in the same direction. They're both horizontal. Now, to write that, I say line GH, and then I use two little, looks like L's slanted, parallel to EF with the line over it. All right, now just to point out some other examples, you could have EF is parallel to line AB. Okay, they're going in the same direction. They're parallel. So you could have GH is parallel to CD. Okay, now you can also have vertical lines that are parallel. All right, so let's go over here to red. All right, you could have line CG is parallel to line BF. They're going both up and down. They're parallel to each other. All right, so we're going to start with a clean picture here for me. All right, skew lines. Write this down. Lines that are not parallel and do not intersect. Lines that are not parallel and do not intersect. All right, so let's look at this picture over here. So here, if I look at line CD and I look at line CG, they intersect. They're actually perpendicular because this is a box. All right, so that one does not work. So I'm going to look for another one. CD and GH. Well, those are parallel. Okay, so let's try again. CD goes right to left. What if I choose back here in the back, BF? Okay, so this one, BF and CD, they don't intersect and they're not parallel, so they are called skew. There's not a symbol for skew, you just list them. All right, so if I was going to list these two, a pair of skewed lines would be line BF and line CD. All right, just to show you another example, let's find another pair that are skew. All right, let's say I start with this one, CG. Okay, so that's going up and down. All right, so I could find EF across the back of the box. They don't touch, they don't intersect, and they're not parallel. All right, so how about DH? That could also go with EF. All right, guys, it's time for some practice. And make sure you put these in your notebook and ask me any questions if you're not sure about something.